Hi Liz.
Hi Alison, how are you?
I'm all right, thanks. We're just in our jungles today.
This is exciting, isn't it?
It is exciting, yeah.
Exciting every week.
We've Art Doctors this week. We've been thinking about nature, haven't we?
Think about nature a lot. It's one of the best things at the moment, I would say.
Yes, I think it feels quite good to be doing this thing in spring, doesn't it? At least it's not the middle of the winter.
Yes, I mean, it's really nice to go out and see the trees have changed so much, haven't they?
I went on a little nature walk the other day and collected some things, and I found it was a place I walk a lot and run a lot, and it was really different going out with my phone and thinking, right, I'm looking for nature and colours and shapes and things. It was really different. I noticed loads more things, and I thought I knew that place really well, and I thought, everything's really, really green and really, really white. So I found like these really pretty, so they're like wild garlic flowers.
Oh, I love those.
So many of them at the moment.
Yeah.
And they're really beautiful and they're really white. And I think you've got some cow parsley, haven't you?
Yes, I found some cow parsley, and this is just one of the small, you get a whole cluster of flowers.
Yeah.
Within one flower, that's that, and then one of those makes a cluster of them all. So it's kind of like endless little worlds within one plant.
Yeah, saw loads of those as well. So that they were really white. And then there's loads of white tree blossom as well. Mm-hmm. So loads of white.
It's hawthorn, that, you know.
Is it hawthorn?
Yeah, hawthorn looks amazing this year. Hawthorn and some lilac too.
Beautiful. It looked almost sort of spacey. There was one big tree that was kind of like a big thing that was just growing out of the ground. And as I looked at it from a distance, it just looked like some kind of weird amoeba. Mm. It was gorgeous. And then I got up to it and went, oh, it's a tree. But
oh, nice.
it was still quite magical. The other thing I really loved finding was sticky weed.
Oh yeah, that's a cheeky thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and that just really reminded me of being a kid and finding it when loads of it grew around where I lived and sticking it on people, and it made me feel quite joyful.
And then they take it home and it grows in their garden and their people get angry.
Yeah.
But apparently, this is, big disclaimer this, I have heard that it is edible, but you have to do something with it. Like nettles, quite a lot of weeds you can cook, but
do check. Yeah. Do check. We're doctors, but we don't really know about whether that's okay or not.
We haven't done our herbal training yet.
No, one day maybe. Yeah, one day. No. The other thing that I really wished I'd done was taken some crayons and some paper with me, because I looked and took photographs of all the different kinds of bark. And there's so many different patterns and textures, and I wanted to do some rubbings with crayons and paper on the bark, and so I was kicking myself for not bringing them out.
They're inspirational, your walk, I think.
Nature, isn't it? I mean, it wasn't
amazing.
So inspirational. So we thought we'd use our inspiration today, didn't we, to do a drawing?
Yeah, I have to bring up a bit. I have a mix of wild, which is, and then I've got a little forget-me-nots. I love forget-me-nots. I love that blue. And it isn't a buttercup, but it's similar. I have to admit that this is from my garden. So this is a cultivated plant that my mum gave me that makes the most ridiculous giant leaves that are all velvety and crazy. I love them. Not the back.
They're from a fairy story or something of giant things.
There's definitely little burrows or ariettes living in them.
And that's the other, I saw quite a lot of yellow as well. So I'm glad you've got your buttercup then, because I didn't bring any buttercups home, but there was lots of yellow and white and loads of green.
I must have known that you needed it.
I think you must have done, yeah, in that art doctor mind reading thing that was going on. So I've got this little thing that I've propped my paper up on, but
is that a professional easel?
It's a bit of a tabletop, but you don't need this to do a picture at home. You know, if you haven't got one of these, I think it's all right, isn't it, Liz, to just
I've got the ends of some very annoying sticky blue tack that doesn't come off the wall that I've used to pin up on this large wall.
Yeah.
Otherwise you could call it an easel with my paper.
Or you could just put the paper on the table and
Yes,
smell
you
on it.
could do that,
Couldn't
yeah.
you? This is just because we're filming and we have to somehow make it a bit more interesting for people.
Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah, so I'm going to do some wax crayon resist. So my picture will mostly be drawing white on white, so it won't be very interesting. So you've got to do the interesting bit, Liz.
Oh, no pressure there then.
No
Thanks.
pressure.
That's not a very art doctor thing to say.
No, it's all down to you, mate.
Right, well, I've just got a few different size brushes. I've got a big fluffy one, some other ones,
Yeah.
and some watercolours that I've got online recently that I really like that all stack up.
And I've got some just like wax oil pastels, but you could just use crayons. Any wax crayons would work with this. I think wax crayons actually probably work a bit better than oil pastels for this. But we'll see how it goes. What I really liked as well about the wild garlic flowers,
Yeah.
they're petals and little dots as well. So I can't actually see what I'm doing. So it's all going to be a little bit abstract and, you know, see what happens. But I love the dots, so I think it's going to be a combination of petals
I'm
and dots.
dripping. I'm using a bit of drip process in mine onto.
Oh, nice.
I probably should have paper on the floor to pick it up, and that would probably make its own picture.
It probably would, yeah.
I don't know what my family will think about paint on the floor.
Will they mind? Will they notice?
Probably won't notice.
What kind of paint is it you're using there, Liz?
So this is this watercolour that I like, but I really like to get a lot of the watercolour on the thing, so it's a bit on the brush, it's a bit less, it's a bit stronger in colour.
Okay, I'm putting a bit of yellow into mine as well for the buttercups.
And I'm using a big brush. I'm going for something a bit more expressive, I guess.
Yeah.
And having been inspired by watching Landscape Artist of the Year on the telly.
You have, haven't you? Have you been enjoying that?
I have actually. It's about one of the few things that maybe three of us in the family will sit and watch together and have a conversation about whether we like the work or not. I do like it because we have a conversation. And
Is it very traditional landscape painting?
It's quite traditional. Vic Reeves was on it last night doing portraiting.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's celebrities, sometimes it's professionals, and sometimes it's amateurs. Not quite
that's nice. I like that.
So are you sort of drawing what's in front of you, or are you going for a bit of a... No. I've just been thinking about the yellow and the white and the green and seeing all of that colour and sort of sea of colour. And now I'm going to put some green on. So I've got some poster paint that's really watered down. Yeah, I think it'll work. Let's see. One of the things I really like doing with watercolour is just spend ages putting a large amount of one colour down that's very wet and then dropping another colour into it and just watching them mix together.
Watching it do a thing.
I can do that for hours.
Yes, I like doing that with inks. If you get watercolour paper and you put wet it and then put ink on it and it all spreads really beautifully. Oh look, it is working.
How are you going to draw white on your paper?
Well, that's why I did white and then covered it in green, you see.
Ah. My paper's wrinkling a bit.
Well, that can be part of it, I think, can't it?
I think it'll have to be honest. Can you smell the garlic while you're drawing? Oh, I like that. That looks nice, isn't it? Lovely effect.
Yeah. I can. One of it wasn't very strong, and then I crumpled it a bit. And then you can really smell it. This you can eat for sure, for definite, can't you? We know that. Yeah.
I like the smell of cow parsley. That makes me think of being in a field in Cornwall. I always have a worry about ruining it.
Well, you have to know when to stop, don't you? That's the age-old.
No, I've already ruined it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Why do you think you've ruined it?
I shouldn't put this red on. But
I like the red.
it'll just become something else.
But remember though that any drawing or picture that you do, it takes a couple of days to mature and marinate. So actually you have to do it, put it away, leave it alone for a bit, and then come back to it, and you'll probably like it again at that point.
Okay, I shall take that advice. Thank you.
Welcome. I'm just relieved that mine kind of worked.
It looks really, they're almost like stars. It's quite magical.
Well, they are a bit, aren't they?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it felt like when I was out there in the greenery, just looking at it and thinking, it's like constellations and space.
Well, you see nature mirrors itself from the microscopic, doesn't it, to the big stuff.
Yeah, we can do science. Look.
No science.
It does, yeah. So what you see in the stars is the same as what you see in the plants, and in us, we're all made of stars as well, aren't we?
We are made of stars. Yeah. I did, when I went for a walk for this, I did start looking at small areas like clumps of wild garlic, or I saw some enormous dock leaves, ridiculous, like this size, and I started thinking, oh my God, there are tiny worlds here everywhere, as well as the bigger world of the wood, and then the next world, and had quite a...
Did it blow your mind?
Moment.
Yeah. I'm so small and insignificant in the bigger thing.
Yeah, I'm just one little part of one little world, and I better watch those little worlds down there on the floor.
Just in case. Don't tread on them.
Yeah. Have you finished?
I think I have, yeah.
Okay.
I thought what I might do next when it dries is maybe use my pen and put a bit of kind of black pen lines in it and outline things a bit. But I don't know, that might spoil it. Something
that I did recently while I was painting, I was checking out these new paints and seeing what different colours were. So at the side of the thing, I was just putting down different colours.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, I'll just colour in the background of that. So I started doing maybe a different colour around it. And then I got this amazing effect, a bit like stars in the sky, and I thought, you just play with paint.
Just play, yeah. I love your picture. It looks really...
So I might do that all the way around after.
Yeah, feels really organic.
Blue and purple together.
I think we might be done, mightn't we?
We're done, yes.
We say goodbye to everybody, and just make some pictures, go out, look at nature. So even just taking photographs of nature, even if you don't want to do a drawing of it, is just lovely, and you could print them out and make a collage out of them, or just look at them on your phone.
Or sometimes before I go to sleep, I look at photos that I've taken if they're of nature.
Calming, soothing. Yeah. Right, great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Really enjoyed that. Bye.